What is going on, guys? It's Ben here. Hopefully you all are doing well. Today we are going to be going over every single brawler's star power, and then we're going to rank them starting from the worst and going all the way up to the best brawler's star power. So hopefully this will give you some insights for those of you that are curious, like what each star power does, which ones are good, which ones are bad, which ones you should strive for, and everything. So definitely like if you guys are enjoying the strategy videos, subscribe for more Brawl Stars. So yeah, this is just from my experience over the list. You guys may agree, disagree. I will say though, the way that I'm ranking these is like every star power is good and useful. I'm just ranking them more on like how game breaking or how much it improves the brawler, if that makes any sense. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So coming in at number 22, we have Penny. Her star power is when Penny's cannon is destroyed, it shoots out one last barrage of bombs, each dealing 1,680 damage. Now that does sound good like on paper, but in reality, these bombs are really spread out, very random and hard to hit like enemy brawlers. Like you can't really control it. It's very random. So yes, and in the off chance that it does hit one like an enemy brawler, it is very good, but it's hard to hit. And it doesn't really, even without this star power, Penny is still one of the best brawlers in the game. So it really doesn't change her too much or how you play her at all. It's very underwhelming, I think. And it's very random, and that's why I have it at last place. So coming in at number 21, we have a fan favorite brawler. We have El Primo. So El Primo's star power is enemies caught in El Primo's super will burn for 600 damage over 4 seconds. It's on paper, it sounds good, but in reality, like it doesn't really add too much to him. Yes, it's nice always getting damage. That's the thing, like these star powers are never going to make a brawler worse. They're only going to make him better and increase them, but it doesn't really change how you play Primo. You're going to use that super to either try and engage on a brawler, or you're going to either just always, if you jump on them, usually you are going to be able to kill them. So this is where the star power, it's only equivalent to like a couple of punches being landed, but with Primo, if you land on top of brawler, 95% of the time you're doing it because either they're low on health or you need to get the jump on them, and if you're on top of them, you're going to take them out already. So with Primo, I feel like he's so good in close range, like this little added extra damage isn't all that useful. So that's why I have at 21. It's nice, don't get me wrong, extra damage is always nice, but it doesn't change him too much. So at number 20, we have Bull, and you're going to start to see a common theme between my low ranked brawlers here, but his star power is when Bull falls below 40% health, his reload speed doubles. So it does sound okay, but a lot of times it honestly doesn't come up too much. And that's the thing, like it doesn't change how you play Bull, and it doesn't come up a whole lot. So Bull, when he falls below that 40% health, usually you're trying to get away and back away and recover and let your health go up. When you're at 40% health with Bull, you're not trying to still fight. You're in the off chance someone is still like chasing you, you can get more shots off, but he doesn't even deal a whole lot of damage from like his mid-range to long range, because his range is really short to begin with. So I feel like since he melts so much up close, you're not always going to be right on top of brawlers constantly when you're that low health where it's going to come into play too much. So for 19, we have Frank here, and Frank can see and steal the power of a defeated enemy brawler, increasing his damage by 30% for 10 seconds. So a 30% damage buff is nice. It really is, but it doesn't come up all that crazy often because one, it depends on the enemy brawlers dying, and two, like Frank himself, he does so much damage to begin with. The added 30 extra damage is just kind of like a winning more effect, whereas like if someone's up close to him and they're a weaker brawler, they're gonna get melted by him. His super is gonna stun them, and if you land a super on a brawler and you hit your 3 auto attacks on them, they're gonna die. I think it's even maybe 2 on most of them. So Frank, he does so much damage already. I feel like it's just a little bit, I don't know. I just have him at 19. I feel like it doesn't come into play too often where you're like, if only I had his enraged damage, or I would have killed him if I would have had my power up or something. So I don't know. I feel like it doesn't change him too much, and I feel like that's a common theme, but that's why I have him at 19. Coming in at number 18, we have the first legendary on the list, and this is gonna be Crow. I feel like his star power is a little overrated, and this also has to do with how he is doing in the meta as well, so I'm taking that into consideration, I think, because he's not a great brawler right now. And his star power is Crow's poison saps the strength of enemies, who deal 10% less damage while poisoned. So while they're poisoned, they're going to be doing less damage to anybody, and their damage output is going to be a lot lower. The nice thing with Crow, though, is obviously that poison, and seeing the enemy brawlers on the map and not letting him heal up. And it's just a nice little added bonus that they basically are dealing for 10% less damage to anybody while they're poisoned. But still, like 90% of a brawler's damage is still a lot. They're still going to do a ton of damage. Like if it's a high damage brawler, they're still going to hurt. They're still going to be able to destroy you. It's not like it's enough of a reduction where they just like don't do anything. So that's why I have Crow at number 18. We have Barley. His star power is Barley regains 200 health from each main attack. So anytime he throws a main attack, he's going to gain 200 HP. That is very solid, but you're a lobber brawler. This is going to keep you alive a little bit. And it was very good in the old style Poison Drip, where he could just heal himself up and stay at max health and be insane. But with the nerf to Poison Drip to the brawlers that heal themselves, he's not the greatest. So maybe I would have put him up a few more tiers. So at number 16, we have Brock. The impact of Brock's attacks sets the ground on fire. Enemies in the area take 240 damage per second. So it is very nice to have his star power. You can like kind of crown control and zone enemy brawlers with it, because you can lay down a shot and no one, so I feel like it's more of a visual change than anything, because they see the fire on the ground and they're not going to want to walk through it. But in reality, if it's like a brawler has a pretty much max health, walking through it and taking a 1 second tick damage of 240 damage isn't a whole lot. So I feel like later on, people kind of understand like, oh, it's not that crazy. It's okay to just walk through it for a little bit. But it is good in the sense where you can zone brawlers. It's going to deter a lot of people from either going away. If a brawler's running away and you shoot it like right in front of them and they have to walk through it, it's going to slow down their regen time. So it is good, but I just feel like the lure for Brock is just how much damage his rockets deal. 15, we have my absolute favorite brawler. Just got a crazy new skin. It is Nita. So Nita's star power is Nita recovers 300 health whenever her bear hits an enemy. When Nita deals damage, her bear regains 300 health. So the nice part about this star power is when her bear is going ham, destroying, Nita's going to be regaining health. And then when she deals damage, her bear is going to regain health. It is a little bit annoying to deal with, like when your teammates are trying to take care of a bear and Nita is still like, let's say, taking care of one of your teammates and that bear just keeps regaining health. But overall, I don't find it too annoying. A lot of times you're gonna burn down a bear before Nita's gonna regain this insane amount of health before it starts attacking you, or Nita's not gonna be usually destroying one of your brawlers and just insanely healing up her bear. So I don't know, I feel like it's good. It's definitely increases both survivability for her bear and for her, but on the flip side, it's just average. Number 14, we have Mortis. I thought about ranking this one a little bit higher, but I guess for me, I'm not the greatest dribbler in the world for Brawl Ball, and that's the reason why I haven't fully experienced his star power to like the fullest and when it's like amazing. So a Mortis can see and reap the life essence of defeated enemy brawlers. Collecting an essence restores 1,000 of his health. So whenever a brawler dies, they're going to be like these green skulls on the map, and when he goes over them, it's going to increase his health by 1,000. This is very good for Mortis's survivability. So a lot of times what you can do maybe in Showdown is play around those green skulls on the map, because you know you're going to get recovered, and it's okay to attack a brawler on top of that, because if you get dealt damage, you can go to that green thing, heal up, and keep going. Now this is good in Brawl Ball too, because a lot of times Mortis, there's going to be a lot of kills on Brawl Ball, let's be real. People are dropping all the time, and if you have the star power with Mortis, you're going to be able to survive a lot longer, push the goal, or maybe make the goal further. And I feel like it's very, very helpful, and especially 1,000 health is nothing to joke about. That is a lot. So coming in at number 13, we have the other mythic brawler. We have Tar. Now she has one of the best supers in the game, but her star power is very average. So her star power is Tara's super cracks open a dimensional portal. A shadowy version of Tara appears and attacks her enemies. So like you use her super in the middle of her portal, a shadow of her spawns, a shadow clone. The shadow clone jutsu. The clone doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. It only does melee attacks up close, and it's very weak. It's very easy to take care of, but it's annoying enough to where, like, say you drag all the enemy brawlers, it'll actually protect, like when enemies are shooting, it might protect you for a couple shots. It might get a little bit more damage, or some like brawlers that have no attacks left, that their shadows is gonna be chasing them, and it's gonna be annoying. So it is good. It is a very annoying super to deal with, but the downside to it is the shadow is very easy to take out as well. Number 12, we have Colt. Movement speed in these kinds of games is amazing. So Colt's star power is Colt's movement speed is increased by a pair of slick new boots. I'll show it on the map probably where I have him without boots and him with boots. It's a little bit of a change, a little bit faster, but honestly, with movement speed boost, if it helps you a lot actually. Like, you can get to boxes faster in Showdown. Helps a lot in Heist because you can get to positions faster in Showdown. You can, if you want to, run to the safe faster. It helps him with his strafe to dodge shots. It, like, if Colt has his boots, you can usually tell, and it makes it annoying for them to hit him when he's like strafing back and forth. Just movement speed in general in these types of games is very, very good. If it was a little bit faster, I'd probably rank a little higher, but with how it is right now, like using his boots star power and then going to a regular Colt, even though the change is kind of like small, you still feel it. You feel like you're like something's wrong when you're playing a Colt without the star power. You're like, why am I so slow? So coming in at number 11, we have the deadliest long range brawler, and that is Piper. So Piper's attack deal 400 extra damage at max range when she's hit in the brush. It's because she destroys. Like, when she is in the grass or in a grass fight with like another Piper that maybe doesn't have it, that extra 400 damage is going to come in play a lot, especially in Bounty, where a lot of times you're going to take a lot of shots from a lot of long range brawlers, and that extra little, like, because if you do not heal up fully, like say you're a Piper going against another Piper, if you do not heal up fully, you're going to a lot of times get one-shotted. And it's crazy to think that, but it does happen, and it's just adds that extra damage to push her over the top where she's even scarier. So number 10, we have one of the best healers in the game. We have Poco, and his star power makes him an even better healer. So when Poco's attack hits friendly brawlers, they now heal for 400 health. The reason why this is good, because say your teammate is fighting an enemy brawler, you are going to be able to deal damage to the enemy brawler with your normal main attack. And if you have the star power, it's also going to, in addition to dealing damage to the enemy brawler, it's going to heal your teammate. So this is very good for keeping your teammates alive even more. Or say you're at max health, you're just waiting around, and your teammate's kind of just trying to like heal up to the left or to the side. You can just like throw on your auto attacks at them and heal them up faster. So it's very good for the survivability of brawlers. And the reason why it's this far up is because it comes up a lot where if you didn't shoot your shot, your teammate would have probably died. Or it just in general helps your team heal faster to be able to fight faster. I mean, he already has that insane burst heal, and this heal just makes it, like, it just pushes it over the top. And it's so helpful because it's every single auto attack. 400, 400, 400. Comes into play a lot, and that's why I have it up here. Crazy heal. Just now, I'm putting Pam's at number 10 and Poco's ahead of it, because Pam is also another one that has great survivability with her attack. So whenever Pam hits enemies with Scrape Storm, basically they look like tires to me, she heals herself and nearby friendly brawlers for 30 health. So she'll have like a ring around her, and if your teammates are around it, it's going to heal them up a bunch. And this makes Pam really good in Robo Rumble, and especially the new boss fight mode, because it's going to increase your survivability for your team and yourself. Now, in terms of in gem grab or maybe even like duo showdown or showdown, it's going to heal her up a lot as well. And it's just crazy for her survivability, because Pam is one of the best laners in the game right now. And if you have the star power, it's going to be so hard to kill her, because she's going to be healing herself up. And if her teammates, in gem grab, it doesn't happen like so often where your teammates are around you to make benefit of that heal. That's why I'm going to bump her down to 10. But just for herself, it's going to keep her alive a lot more. And anytime you do that damage, just tick, tick, tick. Because 30 HP doesn't seem like a whole lot, but she shoots a lot of tires. I know they're not. I don't think they're actually tires, but I like calling them that. So number 8, we have the most polarizing brawler right now, I think. In terms of, some people think he sucks, people think he's good, and I think he falls into the good one, and especially with the star power. And this one is Daryl. So Daryl's super reinforces his barrel, reducing all damage he takes by 30% for 3.5 seconds. So he gets like a shield around him after you roll. And with Daryl, this helps because right now don't play him as a straight up shotgun brawler. I see it too often. He loses to Bull, he loses to Shelly, he loses to Primo up close. That's not how you're supposed to play Daryl. You're supposed to play Daryl as a kind of like an assassin type brawler. You roll into brawlers that are weak, or you roll into brawlers that are like don't have a lot of up close damage, or they'll struggle to hit you, and it makes him even harder. It just makes him survive a lot longer with his star power, because the shield lasts even after his roll for a little bit, so it reduces the amount of damage he's going to take and allow them to be, basically he's going to allow them to kill them a lot quicker. And I will say, Daryl takes a little while to learn and get used to. You don't play him like the traditional shotgun brawler, where he doesn't deal, like, yes, he doesn't deal crazy amount of damage up close compared to the other shotgunners. You have to play him a different way, and getting it down, this helps out a ton. Reducing that damage, keeping him alive, and the shield. It is pretty nice. So number 7 is the highest skill cap / hardest to learn, but once you do learn it, it's amazing star power. Early on, it might seem very underwhelming, or if you don't know how to exactly use it or the right stances to use it, you might think it sucks, but it is Dynamite. His star power is Dynamite can ride the blast wave of his explosives to jump over obstacles. So you throw down your auto attack right under you, he's gonna bounce, and you can use this to bounce over walls. Mainly, this is very good in Heist. This makes Dynamite one of the most annoying brawlers to deal with in Heist, because hop over a wall, get to your enemy's side very quickly, and on some of the maps, you can just stand in like a nook or cranny around a wall and just keep getting damage on the safe. And if he feels threatened, he can bounce out and get away from you if you're a close range brawler. So that's the thing, like, it's very tough to learn to like perfectly place your auto attack or your main attack to bounce out or bounce in or bounce the direction you want, because sometimes if you don't bounce it perfectly, you're gonna bounce the wrong way, you're gonna miss the bounce entirely. Not to mention, when he is bouncing or in the air, he's gonna dodge a lot of damage or dodge shots, so he's not gonna get teal damage when he's flying through the air. That's what's crazy about it. So it's high skill cap, but it is it's crazy what it can do. So at number 6, we have the first brawler you get, which is Shelly. So Shelly's super shells slow down enemies for 2.5 seconds, and this slow is good. In combination with how her super kind of like bounces people back or pushes people back, and then like they're literally like snails trying to move forward or trying to run away. So this is very useful, because say that like it's a brawler that's low, and they're trying to like slowly walk away around the wall, maybe in gem grab. Well, guess what? It's gonna allow your teammates to get closer and maybe take them out before they can get to safety. It's gonna allow in Brawl Ball, like in combination with their super, maybe opening up the map and like pushing back the enemy brawlers. Now they're gonna be trying to like desperately run slowly, maybe, and try in front of your goal to stop the ball from going in. It's gonna slow them down and just create a path for your ball carrier to throw the ball in. It is way many uses than that what this slow is good for. Maybe it's good for slowing a brawler that's trying to run away from you. It's gonna allow you to get closer to take him out. So there's just so many uses with this super, and the slow feels like it lasts forever when it happens to you, where you're just like slowly walking like a snail. So that's why a lot of uses here. So that's why I have it at number 6. So number 5, we have Rico. His star power is Ricochet's bullets from attack and super alike get supercharged by their first bounce and deal 80 plus damage. So it just makes him deal a lot more damage. So you really want to try with Rico to start bouncing things, and you're going to notice it when they're supercharged, because like they look different when they go, and I think they sound different as well, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, just know, every time one is getting bounced, it's going to deal more damage. It's going to hurt. It just increases output damage a lot, and it makes him so much more deadly. Like maybe in close quarters when there's like a wall or a nook or cranny that he can bounce things off. His super, if you bounce it off the wall, and because a lot of bullets come out in his super, it's just gonna melt. And that's why we have it up here, because it just increases the amount of his damage output so much, and it makes him a much better brawler. So number 4, we have another legendary. We have Spike. So after using super, Spike regenerates 500 health per second by staying in its area of effect. Now, this helps out a lot. It gives you a way to heal up as Spike, because he's pretty weak as well. So a lot of uses with this are, sometimes you might just have to try and heal up just to stay in your lane or stay in the fight. So you just throw your super down on you, heal up, and you can continue to still throw your main attacks because you're getting healed. Now that's not the most ideal, but sometimes that does happen. Other ways this helps is when maybe you're kind of camping or waiting for a brawler to come to you. You just immediately throw on your super, if it's like a shotgun or something, you're gonna most likely win that close range engagement because Spike does so much up close damage, but at the same time, he is getting healed. And it just, his super is good enough as it is for zoning and slowing brawlers down, but this just adds to it where if he's standing in it, he's gonna be incredibly hard to kill and it's just gonna keep him in the fight. Number 3, we have Jessie. Her turret gets so annoying when she gets her star power. So Jessie can repair her gun turret for 800 of its missing health by zapping it with her attack. So all she has to do is shoot her turret with her super, or shoot her turret with her main attack, sorry, and it still bounces off that turret to maybe bounce to an enemy brawler, deal some more damage, and just keeps it alive. And the turret is annoying to deal with on its own, but good luck trying to kill it if she has her main attack. It's gonna take you, either you expending all of your attacks on it, or your teammates to solely focus down that turret before she can really heal it up. It just helps keep alive, and Jessie's a very good brawler right now. And you're just gonna be like, this turret is so stupid. I can't kill it. Jessie just heals it up, and it's annoying. So that's why she's up here at number 3. It just makes her such an annoyance to deal with when she does get her first super and her first turret. But I will say, don't just place the turret in a dumb spot. You want to place it in a good strategic spot where you can hit it, and maybe those bounce shots still hit an enemy brawler, or it's very difficult for the enemies to take it out and focus it down at a time, because keeping it alive and healing it up is what's going to make it very good. Number 2, I contemplated long and hard about putting this number 1 because it is so good. So good. I think I might, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think for these last 2. I literally had this at number 1 for so long, but I recently switched it. So number 1, or number 2 I should say, is Leon. When Leon uses his super, he gains a boost of movement speed for the duration of his invisibility. His invisibility lasts 10 seconds majority of the time. Like if you let it go out, whatever. You may have noticed this in my boss fight video with Leon. I was just literally cruising around that map trying to survive, dodge all the robots' attacks. That's because his movement speed is, it's not a small movement speed. It's not a slight movement speed increase like Colt's. It's a big one. And anytime you get big movement speed, it's amazing. Basically because right now, his invisibility, you know, it shows that 4 tiles before a brawler gets, or when he's close to a brawler. If someone's like camping in the brush, maybe in Showdown, and you know maybe you don't know they're there, but you walk into it, it's going to give them way less time to react when you have this star power, and you're going to be able to shred them up early. He does so much damage up close anyways, like they're not going to have much time to react. And the movement speed is big. Like it is so fast compared to not having it. So number 1, we decided to put Bo, and for a good reason. I'll get to those in a little bit, but Bo spots enemies hidden in bushes from an uncanny distance, and it's shared with teammates. And that's the big key. Shared with teammates. Your teammates also get to see that extended range around Bo. So this makes him, basically he's one of the worst brawlers in the game without it, to making Bo actually one of the best brawlers in a lot of game modes. So in the maps that have a ton of grass or a ton of brush, it is, and like for instance on Bounty, like Snake Prairie, a lot of the Bounty maps, I forget the exact name of it, but it's the one where like there's all grass in the middle and there's a couple of walls in there. And then in Gem Grab, some maps that have a ton of it as well, it can be useful. In Showdown, like Cavern Churn, the nasty Feast or Famine, he's okay as well because you can see exactly where the brawlers are in the middle. So this star power just adds up different ways to play Bo, and they make him one of the best brawlers in those game modes. Whereas before, if Bo doesn't have the star power, he's considered one of the worst brawlers, and it's a big flop and a big switch, I should say. And that's why we put him at number 1, because it helps out the teammates too. Like your teammates get his added vision. Say like on Snake Prairie and Bounty, when you're facing a Bo that has this star power versus a team that doesn't have a Bo and doesn't have that star power, because their vision is going to be a couple tiles. Bo's is going to be 6 tiles. Who's gonna get the huge advantage there? Who's gonna be able to know exactly where the brawlers are, or oh, there's a Shelly camping in there, gotta back off a little bit. It is dependent though on being around the Bo to see, but even so, like it's such a game changer. He becomes, like I said, on those maps, he becomes one of the best brawlers, and that's why we have it at number 1, because of how drastically it changes him. That's why we put Bo's at number 1, from what is it, worst to first on some maps. So let me know what you think though. What do you guys think about the list? Like I said, It's very subjective. It's very everyone's opinion. So if you guys disagree, I'd love to hear. Just let me know. Let me know where you'd rank some brawlers or some changes. Maybe you think I ranked a brawler too high or ranked a brawler's star power too low. I'm curious to hear it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys do enjoy the video. Stay tuned for more strategy videos, whatever in Brawl Stars, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.